Alright, good morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning here in Mokpo. And one of the coolest things about the guest house where I stayed is that it's located right next to Mokpo's Yudalsan mountain. And while the mountain itself isn't as high as the ones that you usually see in Korea, this mountain will allow us to see the city from the bird's eye view. You can actually see this is the mountain itself. And then I see the cable car there too, but the cable car is not moving, so we might have to climb this. And now that I'm parked, we can actually see a little bit of the city up from here. And I'm sure it's even more beautiful once there is no dust, the yellow dust, the famous dust here in Korea, which doesn't allow us to see the mountains over there, which doesn't allow us to see the ocean, which doesn't allow us to see anything which is farther than a few, maybe kilometers away from here. And as you can see, these are the attractions that Mokpo has. And we are going to this one, Sculpture Park. An interesting thing, in the beginning I thought this would be a newly constructed kind of temple. It's gonna be the bathroom. But look at the efforts, amount of efforts that are put into a public bathroom, free bathroom. So as you can see, this location has three small temples located on the edge of this little mountain. And this was built in 1678, which means it's pretty old. Next we'll be turning to the left to hopefully see the peak of this mountain. And this so far is turning to be a short but beautiful morning hike. And it feels good even though it's winter. I'm happy about it. This is the ocean, it's supposed to be, but another cool thing is that you can see there are two cable cars. One is right above us, and then another one is up there, which actually goes to the island, a separate island, which you cannot get to by car. It looks like there is some trail there, that means I'm going. Oh, actually, check this out. Alright, so I'm back to the car, and since the air here is bad and I can't really fly the drone because of the airport, I'm thinking I'm gonna start moving, and one of the first locations that I wanna visit is Yeosu. But to get to Yeosu, I'm gonna drive through Goheung. Goheung is another very island-like area that I would love to stop by and explore a little bit if there is anything that I can see on the road. So now I'm gonna fill up the gas again and slowly try to make it to Yeosu. Let's go! So I have just entered. No, I'm about to enter Gohan. And I think right behind me there is some sort of a cow farm. These are the sounds that you heard. It's another area I'm gonna be visiting because right now I'm in the middle of nowhere because there is almost nothing around me. But I like it. It's quiet. It's a village type of area, and the cows are looking at me like they see a person for the first time. And as I drive, I try to show more environments, more roads, and how the landscape changes, going from northern part of South Korea to the south. And I hope this is something that is also interesting. Alright, so not far from the place where I was, I found this random village, and I thought it would be cool to show you what a typical, not touristic, but real village in South Korea looks like, or at least in Goheung. But over here, I think the main point is that you see the architecture of all their buildings, and these are the stuff that people living in Seoul, me, go for, take pictures of, and something that is considered not common anymore. But here, there still are, and quite many of buildings that look like this. And this is not the only village that has this kind of architecture, older Asian kind of architecture. And I'm about to drive to an area again in Goheung, but this is an area that if I get to show you what it is that I'm going there for, it would be an amazing cherry on the pie, at least I think for today. For now, more driving. Alright, so right now I'm gonna drive around a little bit of a bigger, I'm not sure if it's a village, it's more of a community, I think of some sort, but these are the houses, and again, this is the architecture that I was talking about. I think this might be some sort of a government building, or where the government is at. Over here we see the bus. County. This is county. This is what it's called, okay. I saw it on the bus. More architecture. And then this is the karaoke bar. So even here they have karaoke. Not bad. This is also, I think, some sort of community. Yeah, this is a community center. So this is where the paperwork is done. And I think let's go to the left. Then these are probably some of the houses that people live in. And this is a postal service. And over here we see some tractors. There is the bank here. There is a church there. And this is some sort of industrial shop where you can buy things to farm. Amazing. And this is it. Yeah, so this is a typical house. The fence, and look at the rooftop. Look at the smaller details of this. This is the police station that the city has. Very small. And I think this is the school right in front of us. Alright, so over there is a fire department, 119, and then taxi. This one says it has taxi. And this is a mart, this is a local mart that people buy stuff in. And over here, this is the main street. As you can see, it starts from here to here, it's very short. And there is a cafe, and if you go there, there are a couple of stores and places to eat. And then a bus stop. As you saw, there is a bus that goes through these tiny streets for everybody. And it has a school bus here. And these are the counties that make up a big part of these far away from cities places in South Korea. And I was glad to show you around one of them. It's very small, the community I'm sure is very small, but it has everything. It has everything they need, and I'm sure there is a hospital somewhere here as well. As you can see, there is a lot of farming going on, and this is the local restaurant. It says Mire Shikdan. And after a very long drive, I just arrived to Dado Hehesan. This mountain is about 500 meters high, but I'm not going to hike the mountain. I am more interested in the waterfall. I've been looking for waterfalls in Korea for a long time, and I may have found one. I'm not sure what it looks like, because there are pictures where it looks really beautiful and there are pictures where it looks like not worth the time. But I am gonna leave this car here and I'm gonna find the trail and see if I can even get there. Let's go. Alright, so over here you can see the map of the trail. This is the whole national park kind of thing. There are 5 or 6 peaks, and the national park is called Goheung. So these are the simple rules: no cooking, no camping, no smoking, no plant collection going on here. And it does say that it can get advanced, the hiking course. So actually up to this point I could make it by car, and here we're gonna start hiking. And again, I'm not even sure if I can find this waterfall, but it's good to stretch a little bit from driving and take a rest from being seated. So let's hike. So I was always aware about those things. I was not really a fan of this stuff, coming across it, but I came across a graveyard, little graveyard in the mountain. But this is apparently the path, so we are gonna continue the trail to make it to the waterfall, if there is one even. So yeah, in general it's pretty, I would say, common to come across a graveyard of some sort when you hike or when you are up on the mountain. And it doesn't really matter if the mountain is famous or not, just know that it's okay, and then it's normal here. So all you have to do is keep going and not really worry if these things worry you, to the best of your abilities. So I finished getting to the waterfall, and this was supposed to be it. And I think it should have gone lower, south. Pretty high up here, I think, but no waterfall. And that's okay. It was a good hike. I found some very beautiful locations, a little bit creepy sometimes, but we made it here. It was a good stretch. Now I'm gonna go back to the car because the next stop is going to be Yeosu. And on my way back to the car, I came across this beautiful cafe. Since I told myself that I was gonna try local food and coffee, I went in and ordered a vanilla latte. The lady was very generous and kind. She introduced me to her special red beet drink and gave me a whole lecture about how vitamins and vegetables are good for you. That was a very pleasant encounter, and for that I am leaving the name of the place and an address here. Good boy, or a girl, I don't know. Maybe girl. Good girl. Good girl. I don't want to go to Yeosu now. I don't want to go to Yeosu. Hey, you're a beautiful girl, right? The freaking highlight of the day. Or maybe even the trip. I need to go. Okay, let's try something. Come here. Come here. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. This was a very unexpected but beautiful encounter. I seem to be skipping lunch for the second time for the second day. Right now I am looking at 2 Airbnbs over at Yeosu, and we'll see which one will suit me a little bit more, and we'll head there after making a booking. How's this for a view? Alright, so this is going to be the spot for a sunset, I think. I was just driving by, found this lake, and this is the location. It looks beautiful, there is some construction going on everywhere, but the lake is still untouched. I don't know, I'm just gonna sit here for a bit and enjoy. I think nature is amazing, and I'm really happy for getting out and seeing this, because again, these are the views and places and emotions that I was chasing. They're here. And thank you for sharing these moments with me, even though it's through the video. If I tell you about the kinds of things that I keep seeing on this road trip, it is not going to make justice. And right now, I would love to introduce you to Goheung.